morning. It's currently 5:30 in the morning, and my girlfriend is asleep inside, and my neighbours are asleep upstairs, so I can't speak in my regular voice. Welcome to another episode of Mekkitfit, the series where I take you through a busy day, either in terms of work or socials or random things that I've got on, and I show you how I hit my nutrition targets while doing so. Today we've got 2200 calories, 200 grams of protein. I've got some work and a threshold session to do on the bike this morning, 45 minutes. Then I've got a little bit more work to do in the afternoon. Then I've got a leg session, and then we've got a murder mystery evening on top of that. So lots of things to manage, lots of things to plan for in advance in terms of my nutrition, and I'm going to take you for the ride. It's currently 5:30 in the morning. I've got a call with a client at 6, so we're going to start off with a cup of coffee. If I don't have enough time to use the actual coffee machine behind me, I'll just go for one of these sachets. Krispy Kreme glazed latte, better than instant. Whole video's just going to be ASMR at this point, and then while I'm there I might as well make my electrolytes and creatine. So at the minute I do about roughly 10 grams of creatine in the morning. A liquid IV electrolyte sachet. And although electrolytes are currently in a bit of hot water when it comes to research, if anyone's going to be a use case for it, it's me, because I fucking piss sweat. You'll see in about a minute. I have about 20 grams of creatine a day, so I'll make another one of these later. I've got a catch-up call with my German client Jasper this morning, and then I've got a few programming updates for people who need specific training over the weekend. It is fucking Baltic in Sydney right now. I've got jumper on, I've got joggers on, I've got a dressing gown on, I've got my hot coffee, and I'm still freezing. I don't know, I'm acting surprised. I've literally done 3 winters here already. 3? Yeah. Okay, let's make a little bit of breakfast in near silence. In fact, no, I need to clean the flat first, clean the kitchen, then we're going to make some breakfast. But I will not force you to watch me wash up. So I do fasted cardio, 30 minutes, 3 times a week, but twice a week I will do a threshold session on the bike, which is working at a much higher heart rate zone, typically for intervals, so that I build my aerobic engine stronger, that's going to transition to better running over time. So on those sessions I do have some food beforehand, because my performance for those sessions is a lot more important. So today we've got 120 grams of sourdough. I'm going to do roughly 150 grams cottage cheese, and then maybe 10 grams honey, 20 grams jam. I'm also having a bit of a sciatic flare up, so I'm going to use Lou's hot water bottle. Sticking this on my lower back as I'm doing work is so nice. My breakfast is also where I have my tablets, so my useless daily multivitamin, and then my minoxidil for the hair transplant. "30 minutes since that meal. High carb, moderate calorie, moderate protein, low fat. It's going to digest super quickly. And today's threshold session is actually going to be a disgusting one. So it's an FTP retest, my functional threshold power. Now I've been, for the past sort of 6 weeks-ish since returning to training for my hair transplant, I've been doing 1 run a week just to see if my knee is able to tolerate that load. Because my goal is to get back to a sub 20 minute 5k, but you know, whether I can actually do any quicker sort of sprinting work on my knees is yet to be found out. So I'm doing 1 30-minute run a week, and then all other aerobic training is done on the bike. So I do 3 30-minute fasted cardio sessions, and then 2 threshold sessions a week, and that threshold session is usually just based off percentage of FTP. So we now get to retest that today, and it is literally a 25-minute warm-up and then just a 20-minute balls to the wall, all out effort, which is just not fun, man. Like, being on a bike just 20 minutes, how fucking fast and hard can you go for 20 minutes? Psychologically it's quite demanding, but
I'm excited to see the score go up since the last one because I know it will have done because I've been exceeding targets so far. I think I took what I said earlier about the electrolytes. If there's one use case, it's going to be me. Let me try that again. Hello there. All right, we're back. Now I've got a bit of time before I need to set off to my other gym to go do my lower body workout, so I'm going to do a bit of work. But what this also gives me the opportunity to do is just sit down. In fact, I'm going to do it. I'll do it. I'll screen record it on my phone and then I'll put it on. Yeah, that works. Right, I'm going to spend 2 minutes on MyFitnessPal and I'm just going to put in everything that I've had for today. So far I'm on 560 calories from the breakfast and the coffee. I'm going to have another coffee now. I'm going to have a square of dark chocolate as well. Okay, right, I'm going to put that in. 90% dark choc. Alright, so 90% dark choc. Then for my coffee, I usually have 200 ml skim milk. Cool. Then for before the gym, I always have yogurt and fruit. So when I go to yogurt, I always have 300 grams. I always put 40 grams of whey protein in it. So I'm going to put that there. I know I've got an apple in the fridge. I'll have that. I know I've got some green kiwis in the fridge. I'll have one of them. I know I've got some frozen raspberries and mango in the fridge. So there we go, 100 grams. 100 grams. Do you know what else I put in it? Maybe I'll put like 20. I'll put some oats in it as well for a bit more fibre. There we go. I'll literally put 15 grams in. Okay, cool. Which brings us out to 1,402, 100 grams of protein. All right, so I now know that when I get back from the gym, I'll have roughly 100 grams of protein to eat, and I've only got 800 calories to do so. So, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? First off, I'm going to decrease the raspberries to 50 grams and the mango to 50 grams. I'm going to take the oats out. Cool. I'm going to increase the whey protein to 60 grams. All right, cool. Macros a little bit more favourable there. Now that leaves me with about 800 calories for the rest of the day once I get back to the gym. So what I'll do when I get home is I've already got some pre-cooked chicken breast, so I will have like a really small chicken salad. In fact, I'll put it in now. And the only item of food that I will track from that will be the chicken. So I'll literally just put in chicken breast, let's call it 200 grams chicken breast, 45 protein. Yeah, perfect. Which leaves me at 156 grams. No, in fact, I'll put that at 250. I'll do 250 grams of chicken. What was that? 167 protein, 1638 calories. So that still leaves me with 600 calories. Okay, cool. And then when I go to this murder mystery evening, that means I've got like 20 grams of protein to hit, 600 calories to play with. So if I want to have a beer, I can have a beer. If I want to have some nibbles, I can have some nibbles. It's highly likely that I will achieve 20 grams of protein in 600 calories, right? That's not difficult to do. So the 5 minutes that you've just been watching me sit down here and plan everything on MyFitnessPal, that's all it takes, right? All it takes at any point of the day, whether it's at the start of the day, whether it's at the night before, for the day after, if you literally just sit down with this thing for like 2 minutes, you can plan the entire day out. I don't have to make any decisions on the fly now because it's all in there. I know what I'm having. As long as I stick to that, my macros are going to be hit. Cool. Do you want to see this cool thing that I'm doing? What I'm doing is, so this is the milk that I'm going to use in my coffee, and I'm going to weigh it out. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I cannot estimate accurately the amount of milk that I'm putting in there, and neither can you. I've been tracking things on MyFitnessPal for nearly a decade. I have had it downloaded on an iPhone of some sort since 2014. Okay, and I still can't do this accurately. So if I can't, you can't. Weigh it out. Takes 2 seconds. I think this could be the thumbnail. You know the drill. Dino mug. Ourselves one of these. And I'll see you in a sec for the pre-workout meal. Okay, so pre-workout meal, we've got mango, raspberry, apple, kiwi, 300 grams of yogurt. And then what I do with protein powder is if you just mix it with a little bit of water, you create a sauce. So this is a gooey white chocolate and caramel cookie flavour. Does it actually taste like a cookie? No, of course it doesn't, but everything tastes good when you're dieting. So I'm going to eat this, and then it's roughly a 20-minute bike ride to the gym. So I'll eat this, probably wait like 10 minutes, cycle over to the gym, and then we train lower. I also have a step target to meet of 10,000 a day. And if I don't do any active steps, i.e. going for extra walks that contribute to that, then I just won't make it, because everything that I need is within very close proximity to my flat. So, for example, right now, I could park the line bike, the way that I get to the gym, right outside the gym, but I haven't. I've parked about 20 minutes walk away, so that I have to walk, 2k steps to get there, and then I'm gonna walk to the exact same location to pick the bike back up to get 2k steps back. So it's the little things, thinking ahead in advance, just like with the food, that make up the big difference by the end of the day. If you just go about your entire day hoping that you hit your protein intake, hoping that you hit your calorie intake, hoping that you've done enough steps, you never will, right? Especially if you don't lead a lifestyle naturally that includes those things. So by planning in advance, literally 2 minutes worth of thought, you can fit it all in, easy. Nothing too exotic, which begs the question, why did I even go into a Boss Man shop anyway? Because if I'm going to have to spend $6 on an energy drink, I might as well get something that I can't pick up from the local supermarket. But alas, we didn't maintain that logic. I also, to be honest, don't agree with having a big fizzy energy drink right before you go to the gym. At the end of the day, a carbonation is just going to bloat your stomach. It's going to create digestive stress. It's going to potentially disrupt the digestion of the pre-workout meal that you've just had. Not a great idea. So this was simply just because I completely forgot to make any kind of pre-workout before actually getting to the gym. So do as I say, not as I do. All right, gym session done. Now that we're done, I'm going to show you yet another hack to get some more steps in. Anyone who's followed me for a while knows what I'm about to say. It's called having a kickabout, but on my Todd. Na, 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 na. Love is life. It's so hard to do after lunges. Just filmed an entire preparation video of me making this salad, but I filmed it in portrait, so if I try and put that on YouTube, it's going to have two massive black borders around it, and I don't want to put you through that visual heartbreak. So this is the chicken salad that I'm having at home. What I've done is I actually meal prep my chicken with potato wedges. So I've removed the potato wedges so that I have a few more calories to play with at this event that we're going to tonight. I have the chicken salad here, and this is literally an entire head of baby cos lettuce, an entire Roman tomato, some beetroot, some sauerkraut, some gherkins, and some salsa with ketchup and mustard, reduced sugar ketchup. And the only things that I'm tracking out of that salad are the chicken, which is 250 grams chicken breast, and the gherkins. And the reason why I track the gherkins is because they are so fucking good. So I have so many of them. And the reason why they're so fucking good is because they've been packed into the rafters with sugar. Okay, so I do actually have to weigh those ones out. It was about 50 grams. So this is what I'm having, and I'll see you in my outfit. Then it was time for Murder Mystery, where I knocked back 4 of these Hyoketsu lemon drinks, which were about 90 calories, 5% each. But look at how good everyone's outfits are. Don't they all look bloody gorgeous? The hardest obstacle at events like these is just to say no to the nibbles, but to be honest, it's really not that hard. Crisps are crisps. I've had crisps before, I'll have them again, they'll always be there. Played some very interesting games here. I thought I was going to be good at a couple of these, but as you can see on the right, I'm absolutely fucking shocking. I'm not used to having a schlong that large. We then had some tea, which for me just meant a bit of pizza, a bit of pasta, and a bit of ches. And that is the full day of eating. Now, my normal days look a lot more optimised than that. Okay, that is not a normal day. That is an action-packed, socially fueled Saturday with loads of different events to try and micromanage. Okay, my normal days, I have way more control of my nutrition. I can track things a bit more accurately, and most of the meals that I have are the exact same. If I ate like that every single day, my digestion wouldn't be as good, my training performance wouldn't be as good, but that is how I manage days where things are a little bit more chaotic. Okay, so hopefully that just goes to show that even when things are randomly thrown your way in terms of schedule, like, you can manage them really easily. A bit of foresight, a bit of pre-planning, and whether it's your steps, whether it's your cardio, whether it's your training, whether it's your nutrition, whether it's your sleep, as long as you're planning these things in advance and just thinking a little bit ahead into the future, you don't have to sacrifice anything. I don't. My calories are going to go down even lower. I'm probably going to go down to 1800, 1600, and I'm going to employ the same tactics, just with a few less carbohydrates and a few less fats. That's it. I don't miss out on anything. I wonder if have you watched this far? If you've watched this far, send me the word Lucozade and I'll transfer you 50p. All right. Love you. Bye.